1045 The Team, 1045theteam.com. We're joined by Marc Berman of the New York Post. Follow him on Twitter at NYPost_Berman. The big question is about the big man and his foot. Rookie Kristaps Porzingis dings up his foot. How is he?
He's okay. I think they may try to play him tonight, even though they have 3 games in 4 nights. I think he probably will try it. They're still listing him as questionable. Porzingis really wants to play. He really wants to play all 82 games after his durability had been questioned. But the medical staff will be cautious. But I think they'll try it, and, if he looks pretty good, they'll keep him out there. But he might be limited in minutes. So
in your opinion, he should play?
I think it's a good idea. Carmelo is less than 100%. It's a game they need. Every game they need in this Eastern Conference playoff race, and it doesn't look like, he could hurt it that much worse. It's not a serious injury. It's a minor injury. And, again, I think he should at least go out there, even if he's in a decoy role for some of the game. But I think he should at least start the game and see what happens.
Is Carmelo Anthony's health right now a concern for the Knicks at this part of the season?
I do think so. He's missed 4 games, and the Knicks cannot win without him, 0-4. And he has been injury-prone, not the major knee surgery. I'm referring to he gets little nicks and knacks. He sprains his ankle quite a bit. And he's less than 100% now, and he's trying to get back. And he's always worried, well, if I don't shut it down, maybe it's going to take longer to heal. And the other day, on Monday, he had no lift on his jump shot, and he looked really off. He was 7 of 28. He did hit a huge shot to send it to overtime, but it's a concern with him less than 100%, and when will it heal? So to have both Melo and Porzingis, less than 100% is not a good thing. Knicks rely on both of them very heavily, and they have been very healthy this season, which is a reason why they're almost 500.
1045 The Team, joined by Marc Berman of the New York Post. So Marc, clearly very much improved team this year over last year. I go on a full-blown roller coaster of emotions, though, because I get all excited, they're good, and then they almost lose to the 76ers. How concerned should I be about this team as we go through the season?
Well, I think the game Monday was a little flukish only because Carmelo was hurt and Porzingis got hurt also. But they don't have a lot of margin for error, and they need Robin Lopez to be a real force in the low post, and some nights he is, some nights he isn't. They are not getting enough bench play from some of their free agent signings, like Kyle O'Quinn, Kevin Seraphin. But, I think Fisher's a better coach this year, and I think they have good chemistry. The Eastern Conference is tough, and for them to get the 8th seed, they're going to have to surpass Orlando and Boston maybe, and maybe another team like Detroit. So it's going to be tough, but if they finish 500 and don't make the playoffs, I still think they go into the off-season, into summer free agency in decent shape, where they could sell a product as opposed to last summer.
When you look at the trade deadline approaching, is there any trade you're looking at that would make the Knicks a markedly better team right now?
Well, it's clear they need a point guard upgrade. What does it happen at the trade deadline, or do they just wait for the summer? Remains to be seen. I'm sure Detroit would like to see if they could get some assets for Brandon Jennings, and then Memphis could feel they're going to lose Conley, and maybe they'll put him on the block. A minor deal could happen. Again, O'Quinn and Seraphin. If some team is interested, maybe the Knicks get a nice draft pick. I don't know. They invested 4 years to Kyle O'Quinn. They may think they made a mistake there. So there could be a move at the deadline, no doubt. Again, point guard is the concern. Calderon defensively just doesn't cut it night in, night out.
He's Marc Berman of the New York Post. Follow him on Twitter at NYPost_Berman right here on 1045 The Team.
What's going to happen next in this tennis match-fixing story?
Yeah, Federer would like to hear some names, and Djokovic's name has come up, which is horrible for the sport. To me, Djokovic has a chance to win the Grand Slam this year. All he needs is to add that French Open because he could win the other three. Yeah, it's a little scary. There's no names yet out there definitively, but this new report from the BBC, shows that there's a lot of concern and a lot of evidence that some things are happening, and it's not shocking. The shocking part is the report stated there's some big names there. I thought it would be, lesser guys ranked in 200 in the world. You could possibly see that happening, but someone of Djokovic's stature being linked to match fixing is alarming.
Mark, besides Djokovic, who else are you hearing is potentially part of this?
I mean, I cannot imagine it's hit the women's field, but we all know that the Russian Davydenko was already implicated, though he denied it. But I mean, I don't want to speculate on who I believe it could be. I'm shocked that Novak's name has come up, but I think for years the tennis establishment has been worried that this is an ongoing thing with some Russian mobsters and some Italian mobsters. So, it would be a real black eye for a sport that does not need any more bad publicity. It's a sport that has fallen behind golf and does not need this type of information out there.
I guess that's my last question on this, Mark, is how much, like we talk about cycling all the time with the cheating and that, and then all of a sudden we don't talk about cycling anymore. How much damage can this do to the world of tennis?
A terrible amount. I mean, if it's a big name. I mean, if Djokovic is indicted or something, it would be devastating since he's right now the best player in the world by far. But if it comes out that it's the 100th player in the world, maybe not so much. I still feel those 4 Grand Slam tournaments create giant interest. I just wish the rest of the year there was more interest in tennis, including Davis Cup. But you just don't want it linked. You don't want tennis to be associated with fixing, like harness racing is off the radar because of. And I used to cover harness racing at Monticello, and that is a sport that has been damaged completely because of fixing allegations.
Marc Berman of the New York Post. I mean, it's on one hand, at least we get to talk about good news for the Knicks, but then your other favorite thing to report on, not so good news. So hopefully next time we talk, it'll be a double win for you.
No doubt. And hopefully the Knicks will be in the playoff race into April, and I expect that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time, Mark.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.